My wife and I were just talking about this the other day. That the movie Pulp Fiction is now 30 years old, and that blows my mind because I remember seeing that movie in the theater like it was yesterday. And I told her this story how I watched it with this Filipino kid in the theater, and she laughed her ass off, and she said, "I've been with you for 14 years. I've never heard this story before. You have to put this up on YouTube." And I could have sworn I've told her this story before, but it just slipped through the cracks of time in my brain, I guess. And anyway, so here we are, guys. So 30 years ago, I'm working in the mall at the video arcade. And there were some mall rats that were always hanging around the mall. In particular was this Filipino kid. I don't remember his name. And the more I think about it, I don't think I ever knew his name. He was there every single day. He would ditch school and come and hang out with me in the arcade. He was freaking hilarious. And his English was terrible. You couldn't understand anything he was trying to say. And he didn't understand half the shit that you tell him. But there were two words that he had nailed down. It was fuck and dude. Like those two words, he had them. He had them down. Some days he would be there waiting for me to open up. The mall opens at 10. He would be there at like 9:45 waiting for me to roll up the gate for the arcade. And I would hook him up with free play on a lot of the games and stuff. He was so funny. He would point at one and go, come on, dude. And I'd like, all right. And I'd hook him up, free play. And then he would be like, hey, this one. He'd want to go play the other games, and I'd hook him up. And he was funny. He was hilarious. He's a crack up. But he's also good to have around, too, because if I needed to go use a bathroom or go get something to eat, he'd watch over the store for me. And a lot of the employees that worked in the mall, they'd come in on their lunch break or their days off or whatever. I would hook them up as well with free games in exchange for an employee discount or whatever store they worked at. Like a hot dog on a stick, Auntie Anne's pretzels. I got lunch for free. Anywhere I wanted to go in the mall, in the food court, I got hooked up because I'd hooked them up with free games. So that I saved money, a lot of money on lunch because I just ate for free in the mall. And there's this one gal, her name is Paulette, and she worked in the movie theater, and she loved Mortal Kombat. And she came in one day, and I'm talking to her, and this Filipino kid, he's kind of hanging around too, listening in on our conversation. Half the stuff you'd tell him, he wouldn't understand. Anyways, I was asking her, I'm like, any good movies coming out, and she said we just premiered this movie that came out last week called Pulp Fiction. It's fucking insane. You gotta come by and watch it. And I'm like, all right, well, what's it about? And she said, I can't even explain this movie to you, but you gotta see this movie. And this Filipino kid's like, oh, I want to go. And she said, yeah, he can tag along too. And so we end up going to the movie theater on like a Friday night, and I think we closed up at 9:00 or something, and we walked down there, and Paulette let us in. The theater's packed. It's just packed, and we had to find seats. So we get in there. We're watching this movie. And I'm blown away by I've never seen a movie like this. It's really good. And then the rape scene pops up where Bruce Willis comes in with that sword, and what was his name? Marcellus Wallace. He's getting fucked up the ass, and this Filipino, everybody's like in silence, and you hear this kid go, "Fuck, dude! Fuck, dude!" He's just fuck! He's just freaking out. And everybody looks over at him and like, just shut the fuck up. Fuck, dude! Fuck, dude! He got up and left for like 15 minutes and came back, and he whispers to me, he's like, fuck, dude. Fuck, dude. I'm like, I know. He was fucking a dude. He's like, no. It really upset him. It really traumatized him. And, anyways, after the movie, I went to drop him off at his condo that he's living with his mom. He's ditching school every day. So I went to the condo where he lived at was on the other end of the parking lot at the mall. So I went to drop him off, but I had to stop at the gas station where some friends of mine were working at. So I stopped by over there to get gas and chat with them for a little bit. And one of my buddies, we were talking about vasectomies. I don't even know how that conversation came up. And he kind of looked at me like, what are you guys talking about? And I'm like, no kids. And I'm pointing at my balls. No kids. He's like, toilet. And he does that. I'm not sure if the word for vasectomy in the Filipino language is toilet, but I'm pretty sure it is because he did the scissor thing and smiled. Anyway, he went to use the bathroom, and he asked. There's this Asian guy that worked there. Everybody called him Guaylo. Why we called him Guaylo, I don't know. But that was his nickname. And I think he's Korean. And he ran the gas station there. And he was around my age. So he asked, he's like, dude, bathroom, I need a bathroom. And so Guaylo said, well, here's the key. You know, it's around the corner. So my Filipino mall rat buddy, he goes to use the bathroom. He's in there for a little bit. And he comes back out, puts the key away. And then we're all just shooting the shit a little bit longer. And excuse me. So then Guaylo goes to the bathroom and he comes running out and he starts yelling at this kid. He's like, you fucking blew up my damn toilet. There's shit all over the place. It smells like hell, blah, blah, blah. And he's just yelling at him, freaking out. So my Filipino mall rat buddy, he's like getting all nervous and shit. And he goes, chill out, dude. I'm Chinese too. And everybody starts laughing, including Guaylo. And he goes, I'm not Chinese, you motherfucker. and he made him go back in there and clean up his fucking mess. That kid was fucking hilarious. He was so funny to hang out with. Even though there's this language barrier there, he was fucking awesome. I don't know whatever happened to him. The mall ended up not continuing the lease with the arcade, so the arcade shut down. I lost my job, and I didn't get hooked up at the mall anymore for free food or anything like that. And that kid, I don't know where he ended up going to hang out, you know, when he was ditching school. But that's my Pulp Fiction story 30 years ago. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell, hit subscribe. It's all free and it helps my small channel out. And if you want a high fives and boner shirt, check out my links down below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. She is.